Okay. Guess we'll get into War Thunder. There we go. That's what I wanted to get into initially. All right. What map are we on? Poland, winter. Cool. Trying to bring out the tiger. I don't have any camo, so I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb. Why can we not see my... Oh, great. Oh, great. How do I make this resize? How do I make this resize? Oh, man. What did I do? Honestly, I didn't even do this. I don't know what happened. There we go. All right. All right, we got it. Luckily, no one killed me, so let's try and kill them. Oh, I'm still in air. Oh, that's great. Oh, it's teammate. Cool. Bounce right off. Stop shooting me, freaking melon. Oh yeah, let's get a range over there. Yeah, he just gave away my position. That's about 800 away. Really hard to see with the light there, or the sun. Sun right in my eyes. I got an enemy there. What's the distance there? $600 it says. I'll go 700 and I'll fire right there. That's probably a house. I got shot. Gonna move away. Luckily there was a ricochet. I'll just readjust my scope and I will go for A, because whoever's over there already has my position zeroed in, and I'm not exactly quite sure where they are. Sometimes you just gotta accept a loss is a loss. I want to get covered from that side there, because whoever over there is a pretty good shot at digging us up. Alright. It looks like those tracers were coming right to left there. If so, it's an enemy. I want him to reveal his side to me, so I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Enemy aircraft dropping bombs. Oh, there's an enemy. Right there. Straight across the street. He sees me. And I ricocheted. And he started a fire. And I'm getting shot from the right, and my gun's been breached. I'm just dead. I'm just waiting to die. Oh, that is frustrating. Talk about COD timing. And please don't bomb me. And he was a little bit ambitious. Hopefully they get him. Ooh, I'm dead. Oh, this is peak gaming. Oh, got a kill for that. Really don't know why or how, but we'll take it. This vehicle is a light vehicle, so in other words, it kind of sucks. It's really meant to be an anti-personnel. Ooh, that was... Ooh, I don't even know where that was. Where are you getting shot from, dude? Gotcha. Oh my goodness, my rounds are short. I can't even see where this guy went. I lost him. Hit him. But I only took out his gun. Somewhere in the smoke. He's trying to come back around. I don't think he's committed to actually leaving. Yeah, he's pretty far up. I'll just go 8 so I don't have to keep ranging those shots that high. There we go. Teammate got him. We'll take it. He died for the cause. Got an enemy there. You got a side shot, and like I said, this thing stinks. Saw how bad. Side shot right next to his ammunition, and I pretty much just spanked him a little bit. Put him in timeout. And those are a lot of rockets. Oh man, this stings. This stings. me go ahead and see if there's a air simulator battle actually happening, because I need to get out of that. All right, all right, all right, all right. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Simulator, Russia, and we do have a battle going. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, set up my track IR, and I will be back. Hopefully my CPU can handle streaming and all this at the same time. Track IR. We'll set that up. Track Clip Pro. There we go. It's tracking. All right. That's kind of like where the center my eyes would be. And then we will up this to 2 so I don't have to look all the way behind me to actually look behind me. All right. Back to War Thunder we go. Fortunately, I wasted that 150% booster. That one hurts a lot. All right. Got it set up. We're going to go ahead and get into this only simulator battle. It is on Afghanistan, which I am a fan of. Love this map. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's do this. One like. What the heck? Who's here? I don't think I liked it. If you liked it, I appreciate it. All right. There is someone here. Feel free to ask any questions you might have about gaming, my life, the Marine Corps. I'm pretty much an open book if there's anything you wanted to know. All right. I'm gonna spawn left side. I like to take the airfields that are usually on near the edge of the map. Full fuel, standard flares, R24Rs, the radar missiles, R60s, heat seeking, and then just regular ammunition. All right, let's go. Set the controls to the MiG. There we go, MiG 23 controls. All right. Gonna go ahead, close the cockpit. Going to turn on my radar. Gonna start my engine. There we go. Give it a second to boost up. And here we go. Engine's on. Let's see if we can get a semi-normal takeoff. Oh yeah, this is looking real good. First ever stream takeoff. Ooh, looking pretty nice. This might bode good things for the future of this match. Wish I kind of activated a booster right now though. Just had to make sure my brake was actually off. All right, there we go. We're above 200 knots. We're gonna pull up, put our gear up, and I'm just gonna kind of slide to the left here. Like I said, I want to kind of hug the outside of the map as I'm pushing there. All right, there we go. All right. We're just flying. Do you believe in life after love? Yeah, I'm terrible at singing. Something I unfortunately had to realize very early in my life when I wanted to be a part of the chorus, and one of my elementary school crushes was in it, and I tried so hard to be in it. Finally, eventually, after like 3 years of failure of getting in, the music teacher was like, you know what? It's a passable voice now. I was in it for like 3 months. It was awesome because I got to hang out with my crush. And then finally, I hit puberty, or I started hitting puberty. It took me a while to kind of finish it, to be honest. Yeah, and my voice just went through all kinds of weird stages. And very, very quickly, my rights in the chorus class got taken away. So that one stung a little bit. As quickly as he giveth, he taketh away. I hate getting spawned back in because you go out of bounds. It's the worst because you lose more than half your airspeed usually. Alright, we're gonna come past this mountain here. We might pick up a couple radar targets. Let's see if there's any mission. We have 5 enemy NATO players. Yeah, no real AI targets to destroy that are air assets, so we're gonna get any air-to-air kills right now. It's going to be from the enemy. Oh, it's something on my right. It's pinging me hard too. Is it above? I don't see anything above, so he's got to be below me, blending in with the terrain. Lieutenant Lethal, I've seen him around before. It's been a while since I played with him. I'm pretty sure the last time I played with him, he was on the enemy team and he was killing me in a Tomcat. Very frustrating. But he does have a good point. Something I've been saying in most of my videos for quite some time. There's nothing to shoot at for the most part if you're playing on the non-NATO side. You have practically no air targets. It's virtually guaranteeing a win for NATO because they have these objectives that are very easy to take down, and it just bleeds your points, while we have convoys, like armored convoys, that we have to go for. That's really our only target for the most part. Maybe once every hour and a half we'll get a enemy surveillance aircraft to actually take down, but other than that, we've really got nothing. So right now I'm just still flying low, and there's an F-16. It's awesome. I see the jet there. It's up on my right, waiting for his smoke. Well, it's another reason why I hate the F-14s. Oh, I hate F-14 so much. It hurts. It really hurts. I don't know what to do. Oh, this hurts. I don't know. I don't know. And we have an enemy at our airfield right now here, or at least in the general area. Engine on. And let us take off. Oh, AI friendlies just spawned in. They must be crashing into the mountain in front of us because Gaijin doesn't really care about simulator. Alright. Friendly AA kind of giving me some indication as to where the enemy is. There he is. On the right there. He got clipped. Fortunately, I think the AI is going to take care of him before I actually can. Which is not what I want. I want the points. Show me the money. Oh, I'm gonna crash. Ooh, that was dangerous. Let me put dampening mode on. Alright. Got our radar lock. Nope. Oh, we were gonna have a radar lock. There we go. Now we got it. I'm very slow right now, so it's hard to keep my nose up. We got the missile lock. We're gonna fire a missile away. He's diving down to the deck right now. Just want to keep my crosshair on him. It's continuous wave, so I'm pretty sure if I keep my radar on him, it'll still track him through the chaff. If I keep my crosshairs on him, yep. We shall see. Alright, looks like the missile lost tracking. Alright, I'm gonna go to R60s here. Oh my god, I didn't swap to the R60. There he is. I don't know what that is. But I don't know if he's aware of me. If he is, we are in a dogfight. Doesn't appear he's actually aware of me though. Switch to my IR signature here. Alright, or not my signature, but yep. Missile away. He's not going to even know it's coming. Hopefully that impacts before the actual airfield does. And oh, I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. That is very annoying. You know what? I'm just going to land and get my missiles back and get a little fuel I spent back. Oh, that is annoying. That is very annoying. Go ahead, activate my air brake now. Come in for a semi-good landing, I hope. Oh man. Yeah, this isn't going to be good. I'm coming in way too fast. Alright, there we go. Yeah. I was coming in way too fast to actually be able to get anything that I wanted out of that, or to get a normal landing. Ah, this hurts. All right. Engine back on. Take off again. I might just go back to my R23s. R24s, just, they're not cutting it for me. They just aren't. I have a couple aircraft right in front of me. I got a guy already locked up. He's locked up on me right now. I'm taking off from the airfield. He's got to be way above me right now. Probably a Tomcat. He probably just fired a missile already. But from that far away, it's got to be... That far away, it's got to be radar. So as long as I stay low to the actual ground, I should be fine. These radar missiles have to predict where you're going to be. When you're low to the ground, you're pretty much I don't want to say guaranteed safety, but it's going to impact either in front of you or behind you, because it's trying to predict where you're going. I think this guy's going after probably my friendly targets here. Yeah, there he is there. Go ahead. Actually, let me swap to the R24Rs. Do that. They took out my friend. Come on. He's not there anymore. He's right in front of me. And I lost him. Oh, man. Doesn't help. I have like these tiny particles on my screen right now, like little fuzz. Wonder if my girlfriend just put a shirt over my monitor. There he is. Pretty sure that's the enemy I was locked onto earlier. Let us hope. Alright, well, it says he's friendly, so I'm gonna back off and probably get shot in the back. His IFF is very inconsistent. At least in this aircraft it is. Oh, man. That's friendly in front of me, too? Okay. The enemy's just kind of mixed in with my friendlies in front of me, so it's gonna be hard to get an accurate lock on them. Dude, that's what I was saying. There was no way that that's friendly. Why was he pinged as friendly? Just gonna go ahead and fire that radar missile right now. Wonder if he's paying attention. Watch it be a teammate. Watch it be a teammate. Oh my goodness, that'd be so frustrating. He hasn't flared or maneuvered. Okay, there we go. Probably doesn't have radar or RWR warning. That's the only thing I could think of as to why that just worked out for me there. I don't know, I'm in a cap zone. Some F-16s probably 10,000 feet above me right now, about to shoot me. We come down, I'm just silhouetting myself, plain as day above these mountains. And we don't want that. Just flying through the mountains with my best friend. What to do, what to do. Alright. Alrighty. Hopefully I don't crash. I'm not giving myself any joystick input, and I came back just in time. Just want to be low towards these friendly targets here and just kind of escort them. And now they're getting attacked by some AI. gonna have to come up here. Hopefully somebody's going after him. Be a pretty easy kill for me. I swear I saw a jet like far behind them. Guess I didn't. Oh, I don't know what to do. I want to help my teammate cap that zone, but oh my goodness. Gaijin, please fix your game. You know what? It's not even fixing your game. Just make it better. What is that off in the distance? Getting pings to the right here. I do see an aircraft. It's kind of far away. Oh man. Alright. I was worried. I was like, oh no, I activated ACM mode. What is this? Gotta remember to switch to my ACM if they're gonna be chaffing. That way I could keep my radar missile on the enemy. Alright, teammate asked for backup. I'm gonna come for him. Try to help him out. Doesn't look like we're capping the zone anymore, so I'm going to assume that there's an enemy in there dogfighting him right now. What is that on my right? Just coming in. It looks like he's coming in towards me. Yep. That's what I thought. Alright, so I'm gonna... Alright, so it was on my... Woo! Woo! So he was on my 6. He was on my 6. No warning. Shot from pretty far away. I swore that probably had to be a radar missile. Because that missile came from behind me. It wasn't the guy I was looking at that I was trying to turn from. As I was turning, I noticed a second contact and he defeated me. Pain. Pain and misery. Alright, let me go ahead, try to make sure we capture this zone. Alright, 200 knots. Past the threshold. I think my teammate just killed whoever killed me. Yeah, so I need to go ahead and rebind my SAS mode. I don't think I actually saved what I had it bound to before. Controls. Toggle SAS mode. Apparently it's bound to something else. Let me see, C2. What could that be? I think it's my throttle, but I just don't know what button it would be. Well, isn't that? It's my dish angle. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what button it is. Toggle SAS mode. Yeah, don't know what that is. I go ahead and do that. And then wing control, I will put here. And I'm going to crash if I don't get out of this soon. There we go. So I'm in damping. It's going to make it a... Oh, great. Way to go, teammate. Make it easier for the enemy. I think that's the friendly to my left here. I hope it's a friendly to my left. Yeah, that's friendly. All right. All right, there we go. Going back towards A. We're going to try to cap the zone here.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
See a tiny enemy aircraft over there off in the distance. Not enemy, but just a tiny aircraft. Which very likely is enemy. I'm just going to commit to this. Go ahead, gain speed so I can get away from him. I know he's gaining on me. Just the tiniest speck behind me. Keep situational awareness. Oh, guide in your bloom distance is terrible. I wish they would fix that. Or at least give us the option to not have bloom on. Well, the aircraft I saw was actually friendly. But I do see the enemy that just took out my friendly right now. And he's just, like I said, the bloom is ridiculous. He's just disappeared. And I know I'm catching up to him. Don't tell me I locked onto his chaff. Can't even tell because of this bloom, man. Bloom is absolutely terrible. In fact, he was just able to disappear from in front of my screen when I know I was going faster than him. It's just... It's unacceptable because this guy's gonna kill me too. This guy's gonna turn around somehow and take me out. It's not fair because he should be dead to rights. I was on him. Your game rendering sucks wet balls. I can't do that. I've absolutely lost this guy. Thank you, Gaijin.
Guide on me.
To me, this is just a far larger issue than having ejection seats is. Nothing quite as immersion breaking as not being able to see your enemy because they just disappear from right in front of your eyes. Oh great, I'm going straight towards an airfield.
Somebody cover me.
Let me go down here. Oh, this is dangerous, this is dangerous, this is dangerous. Oh my. You know what? Let me go look at my stream quality right now. It's still not even, oh my goodness. It's still at 720p. I don't know what I need to do. I need to figure this out. How are you guys doing? I'm just, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. How do you, how can you win against such reckless hate? Thank you. Mishmash, I'm gonna put it up again. I'm just gonna put it back up again. We're gonna go back in. We're going to bask in my frustration. All right, there we go. Cockpit down, engines back on. Got to get above 200 knots, and I have to not be my own worst enemy right now. And sorry, so like my head is like looking in weird places. I'm probably scratching my head, or I'm looking around. There we go. I'm gonna get a solid takeoff here. How you doing, Gianni? Right now I am getting my butt kicked by F-14s. Yeah, I actually got damping mode on. I crashed and defeated myself. Or let me make sure it's still on. Yeah, there we go. It's on now. Yeah, I use the track IR. That's how I'm able to move my head like this, and you're actually able to see me move. I'm not actually using a keybind to move around like this. Ooh.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
All right, there we go. All right, let me look at the map here. We're looking at no objectives per usual. All right, don't really want to be in the center of the map, especially not with no terrain, not without any terrain to actually help have me maneuver behind anything if missiles come my way. So I'm gonna come left here and see if we can do anything there. Our task, he's been flying the Tomcat. He's doing really well. Actually, he's the only one that's really been defeating us, it looks like. His buddy Phoenix has left, who was the other issue. So maybe we can see me get my first... Well, I actually already got an enemy air-to-air kill. Let's see if we could get more. Alright. Got the cockpit lighting on. Looks kind of nice. I'm kind of thinking of getting a sound mod, if there is one, for the MiG-23. because I've heard some cannon mods for like the German aircraft, and if they have that for the MiG-23, that would be nice. The MiG-23, this is the premium aircraft. It's pretty good, I gotta be honest. It took a long time for me to learn it though. If you are someone who's familiar with aircraft and BFM already, you're probably gonna make really good use out of it. I, however, had a lot of learning to do. It caused a bunch of frustration. There's going to be the Tomcats and the F-16s. They're going to be your biggest opponents. Like they're going to be your biggest problems. A good Mirage pilot could beat you as well. It's all just going to come down to learning and knowing the strengths of both your aircraft and the enemies. You could do pretty well on this. My buddy here, Gianni, who's actually commenting in the chat, he did extremely well. He actually had, I think, 10 kills and 0 deaths when we played together, and he was flying the MiG-23 ML as well. So it's very capable. It's all just going to depend on the pilot. You got to learn what fights are the ones you're going to want to take. Like right now, I'm past my friendly's borderlines. I'm in enemy territory now, and pushing in alone, while it could yield 1 or 2 easy kills, it's almost going to guarantee my demise. And in simulator battles, you don't want that, because unfortunately Gaijin incentivized staying alive over actually doing well in the battle. So the longer you're alive, you're gonna get so much more RP and silver lions as long as you've done one useful thing in the last 15 minutes. So most people will take out an air target, or they'll take out just the AA emplacement, and then they'll just go back to their base and they'll fly around their base. Right now, I just don't want to be pushed up all alone here. And then there's that's the other problem. Your other biggest threat as a Russian pilot is your own teammates. They are going to take you out more often than you probably care to know. So long story short, yeah, the MiG-23 is pretty good. Alright, so I have 2 radar contacts in front of me. There's one here. I'm actually going to swap to my R-60 missiles here. These are the heat seekers. I just don't want to give him an indication that I'm coming. That's him right there. We got the little we got the IR lock on him, so he's not actually aware I'm locking him. He should be getting an RWR ping by me, but it's not going to notify him that he's actually locked up. So I'm just going to slot in behind him here, get in close, and I'm going to fire off 1 or 2 R-60s at him. You got to be really close for the R-60s though. It's a real problem, and as you can see, my IR tracking or my IR missile system actually had a little difficulty maintaining the lock on the actual enemy, because it wants to track the nearest heat source. So if they're firing flares or missiles or anything, it's very easy to avoid. Let's see if that missile has the distance, and it does. So we took out our Tusk, who's really been the main dominant threat in this match here. And to be honest, I probably only got him because he's distracted. And I'm up way too high right now, and I'm really silhouetting myself, so I'm going to come back down. I'm going to come back into the mountains, try to avoid their radar pings and lurk around on them. Okay, so how long does it take, Mishmash? It takes quite some time. I actually just wound up buying my way in because I was tired of playing through props, and when I was playing, I didn't really understand it completely, so I was just researching anything and everything without any purpose, and I was spending all my silver lions on crew qualification, which is fine if you plan on staying in that aircraft for a long time and you want to use it to grind. But something Gaijin doesn't really make well known is that, say you're in a tier 1 aircraft because you're playing with your buddies, but you're already researching your tier 3 or tier 4 aircraft. When you're researching a tier or 2 tiers beyond what you currently have or you're currently flying with, you take, I think it's like 75% research points and silver lions nerf. So unless you're playing with your friends, even though it is really fun to play with props, which I gotta be honest, I love flying prop planes, but if you want to grind out your experience, never do that. You're always gonna want to try to grind with the highest aircraft you have available to you. It's gonna make your grind a lot shorter, and it'll save you money in the long run. Now, as far as how long it takes, I'd probably say, to be honest, if you spent every day grinding this, probably 2 hours a day, I could probably estimate that it'd take you anywhere from 6 to 8 months, I think, before you got into a good jet with a decent radar. Because you could get to jets, but jets necessarily doesn't mean a jet like this. You could be winding up in a MiG 15 or something, and like that's technically a jet, but you don't have radar, you don't have really anything that kind of makes you think of high tier. And I'm all the way at the enemy's airfield right now, or their spawn location. I gotta hope I don't get... All right, cool. There's been a couple times on this map I've gone out of bounds and it spawned me straight into a mountain. Yeah, tier 3, I know how it is, man. I've been stuck there for America and Germany for a long time. I'm still there with Germany. It's just so disheartening. I know it is, but that's why you got to mix it up sometimes. So like I wound up going into tanks. Some people like the naval battles, which I don't mind as well, but aircraft and tanks is my main focus, and that's what I really work on. Especially if you get premium. If you get premium, it'll shorten how long it'll take you greatly. But if you want to wait, if you don't want to wait, I'd say like probably save up some spare money that you get over the course of like a month or two, and finally get to around 70 US dollars. It'll be a little less if you go through the Gaijin store and just log in through your account. That's the better way. That's how I just bought the Su-25. I just went to the Gaijin store because I was tired of paying Steam the extra money just to facilitate it. So if you do it that way, like I said, it's probably only 2 months. It relieves the grind, but you are stuck with only one aircraft, and that's a drawback, but it's also a pro, because now that you don't have access to any other jets, you have to learn it. And that's why I've kind of learned so much about the MiG-23, and in every video I'm almost in the MiG-23 ML exclusively if I'm in a jet. And because of that, I wound up getting a lot of people who were more knowledgeable about both the opponents I'm facing and this aircraft itself, like Gianni. Like, they know things that I was never going to learn on my own, and it wound up helping me out. Like, I didn't know that swapping the IR and locking them up that way, it makes it easy for you to track them, but the enemy won't know that you're tracking them unless they look around and see that their RWR ping is coming from your direction, but they won't know that you're locking them. They won't know you sent out an IR missile on them. All right, there we go. Missile away. Yeah, he wasn't even aware. I was below him. That's an F-16 too, by the way. His Doppler radar. Yeah, I think he was just AFK flying. I'm down to 10 minutes. I'm gonna go back to the airfield right now, because one dogfight, I'll probably run out of fuel. I had a dogfight 2 days ago where I actually just... What happened? The dogfight went on for like 7 minutes, and while I had a decent amount of fuel, that just kind of goes to show you how long a single dogfight can take. And I actually wound up winning. I'm super proud of it. I'm going to record what actually happened soon, and I'm gonna put it up, just a little bit of a sim review of what happened in that situation. But like in that, you could kind of see my progression from my first video. Like, I kept my head on the bandit the entire time. I was watching him, I was maneuvering the aircraft, I made sure to go into my damping mode, and I just had to figure out slowly like what was the best way to defeat this pilot. He was in an F-16, and by all rights he should have won, but he wasn't as familiar with his aircraft as I was with mine, and over the course of 7 minutes I wound up being able to take him down. I get it, in ground battles it's an acquired taste. For a while I hated ground battles, I hated ground battles for so long, especially because I started out with America, and I wouldn't pen any German vehicles because I didn't really necessarily know where to aim, and I just kind of chalked it up to German bias, and I was like, this is baloney, it's all RNG, none of it matters, and I left. And then I came back and I was like, you know what, I want to play the broken Germans. Whoa, why is he flaring? Is there an enemy that close to us? Right underneath us, maybe? At our airfield? Why do you flare? Did you think I was an enemy? I did get a radar contact pop up underneath me, but I don't know. That was my friendly, though. Alright, just heading back to the airfield. Let me not get distracted. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the ground battles. Yeah, it's very annoying when you sit there, you drive for 4 or 5 minutes just to get one shot by a guy who's camping, or you finally spawn, you have a pretty decent life, and you get spawn killed by some guy who's all the way across the map hidden in some trees. It's 100% a nuisance, so I understand. And to be honest, like, just with this game in general, I tell everybody, I'm like, if you don't like it, I 100% get it. There's many other games where, like, I could argue the appeal for it, like, I'm just like, oh, you got to spend more time and you'll understand X, Y, and Z, which this game is sort of like that. But this game, for the most part, it's like either you're in it for the love of the vehicle or you're not in it at all. Because if you aren't passionate about this kind of stuff, it's very easy. So like, if you're not passionate about tanks or really care about it, very easy to get drawn out of it. And there's no justification I could think of to be like, oh, it's okay, it'll just be worth it in the end, just keep trying. Because I don't know if it'll be worth it in the end for you. Is my gear down? Yeah, my gear is down. All right, there we go. We got the airfield in front of us. Kind of dropping speed a little too fast here. Gonna land a little bit before the runway, I think, here. All right, yeah, a little bit before. Probably don't ever want to do that in real life, but in War Thunder, it's okay. There we go. Useful action. Staying alive 15 minutes. Like I said, you do one good thing and you stay alive, then boom, you get rewarded. It's kind of like Gianni was telling me before when we were playing together. It just doesn't incentivize actually fighting. People just want to get their useful action and then they want to run away. Thank you, Mishmash. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to do my best here, trying to fly this aircraft and actually give you my personal input. No, actually, Gianni, I didn't figure out my HOTAS situation. I went to go download it, and then there were like the Thrustmaster input controls, and there were like 3 or 4 different ones for Windows. And I just didn't bother with it. I'll watch a video a little bit later and I'll figure that out, just because I kind of figure out everything. Like, I don't need all these extra controls so far. Eventually I will. I know I will once I get into more elaborate aircraft and I want to have these guided missiles more fine-tuned. I'll get into it, but right now, like, I'm pretty much good with it. I got the damping that you were talking about. That's on my throttle. It's on my actual so let's see, my pinky is on my outermost orange button, which fires my missiles. Then I have a secondary circular button, which fires my air-to-ground missiles. All right, we have an enemy right in front of us. He's flaring. Like you said, just fire anyways. You should be tracking him through the chaff. And I will go... I'll just keep tracking him. Hopefully it hits him. And he just disappears. And he just disappears. You gotta love that. Didn't say he just left the aircraft either. There he is, right there. Alright, just bloomed in. I can't stand this. I'm sorry to keep saying it, but it's just something so frustrating. I love the game, but it's things like this. Like, see, look at that. I can see his jet stream very faintly, but I can't even see the aircraft. He hasn't popped up. Just go ahead and get my missile ready for when he turns around on me. Unless he's trying to fly away from me right now. It's really hard to tell. He's just fired a missile. He is flying away from me. I'm gonna go ahead and swap back to my radar. Fire away. Yeah, I got my radar missile active. I don't know if it's gonna catch him. If it does, it's gonna be a long time. Yeah, my radar missile just gave up. It imploded as soon as he went to chaff. Oh wait, this is numerous enemy aircraft. My radar is letting me select between like all of them here. Enemy AI targets maybe? I don't know, I lost them. Like I said, that bloom is ridiculous. Aircraft to my right here. Looks like he's kind of headed towards me. Gonna break off. I am really high. There's not a situation I want to be in. I unfortunately wasn't really paying attention to my altitude. I was so tunnel focused on that, getting that kill. What is that? Just gonna kind of go nose down, drop throttle, save some fuel. Alright, so that's a friendly in front of me, but I do have enemies down here low. Where are they? There they are. Alright, I got one. Gotta get closer. I should have the speed advantage because I have all this potential energy along with me in an afterburner. I'm closing the distance. Just don't want the wings to break. Missile away. There we go. We gave it some lead. Ooh, that's friendly. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. So, unfortunately, he popped up his enemy on the radar. Like 2 different enemies. Yep. That's on me. And that's where I said before, the worst thing in being a MiG pilot is your teammates. I don't know why the radar is really that bad. I mean, if you were paying attention at the radar, you might not have been. But it popped up as 2 radar contacts down below, and I made sure it was 2 because I was able to cycle between them. And yeah. After I fired that R60, I saw the frame of it and I was like, oh no. But I was just hoping it wasn't the case. As soon as I saw MiG-23ML in the damage report, I knew I messed up. So it doesn't really mess with your RP, but it will affect your Silver Lion scores. Your RP, I don't think actually gets affected by team killing. But each match, you can only team kill 2 times before it boots you. Oh, Ace Combat 7? I didn't even know they were still making Ace Combats after 5. I'll check it out. I haven't played any of them, to be honest, so I don't really have the nostalgia most people have with it. The only really aircraft game I ever played was what was it? Alright, getting locked. Doesn't necessarily mean there's a missile, but with how much this map has been having issues rendering things, I just want to be safe. Better safe than sorry. I can't even see where this plane might have come from, where I was getting locked up from. So what was I saying? Yeah, the only aircraft game I ever played was the Tom Clancy games. I think it was called like Hawks with an X. I used to play those, and I like that. I like that a lot. Even though looking back now, it's just horribly unrealistic. But to a 12-year-old who didn't really know anything about pilots, it was the most realistic thing to ever come to any console game ever. Yeah, I don't even go into MTI mode anymore unless when I swap to my IR mode, Gianni, that's what's causing the issue. Then it probably needs a few seconds to readjust. That's the only possible thing I could think of, because I have MTI mode bound, but I don't even use it anymore. That's like up on my radar control key, and I just never hit up. I do think that's probably what the issue is, though. I've had it happen. My wheels are probably gonna rip off here. I think I'm going way too fast coming in. Well, they didn't really rip, but they got crushed on impact. You can still land when your wheels break. Let me just go ahead and break this front wheel and show you. Or not. All right, I'll break it here. If I'm still going with too much speed and I don't have brakes, you just activate rudder. You'll break your front wheel. Your aircraft will be damaged a little bit, but it's better than running completely off the runway and crashing to your death, which I've done a number of times when I used to be a B-25 pilot. Or not when I used to be a B-25 pilot, but when I would play the B-25 in War Thunder. So it takes a little time to be repaired, but like I said, much better than that actual situation. Yeah, that's a huge thing, Gianni. I'm not. When you had me swap to knots, I wasn't sure what the speeds were anymore for landing. So I've just kind of been gambling. I kind of figured anything 300 or more was too much, but I wasn't sure the exact threshold. Yeah, I've heard the soundtrack for because I watched a couple like YouTube videos. I've heard the soundtrack for a couple of the games, and it does sound intense, especially with the dialogue happening. I think I saw one of them where it's like a brother and a sister pilot, and you had a dog fight those two together. It looked interesting. All right. Unfortunately, these two AI aircraft are probably going to crash to their demise because Gaijin doesn't think AI lives matter. We'll go ahead. We'll swap around. We'll see what happens to these two. Which airfield am I at? Yeah, because I know the airfield all the way on the right for the USSR spawn, they crashed directly into the mountain right in front of them. Oh man, there's a very wide turn. I don't have enough speed to be making this turn. Let's go ahead and go to manual control here. So if you go to manual control, which is something I didn't know, in most of my videos I'm always flying in manual control because I didn't know until Gianni had let me know that the SAS control is kind of like your automation system. So right now I have kind of full fidelity control, which is useful if I need to do tight maneuvers, but it's also very dangerous. It's how you could wind up crashing most of the time, or winding up in a flat spin and getting shot by a missile. So right now I'm in manual control, and when I go into my damping mode, from the way Gianni had explained it to me, unless I misunderstood, is it makes it easier to maneuver. Like when you're in a dogfight, this is typically what you're going to want to be in, because it's going to help you prevent yourself from losing too much speed in the middle of your turns, both vertical or rating, and it helps you kind of maintain a tactical edge over your opponent who is in manual control, who may be able to bring their aircraft across the circle faster, but it's going to be at a huge cost in the long run if they don't wind up cashing in on their maneuver. Because what I used to do is I'd pull my nose as hard as I could, because I'd be in manual control, just to get my nose on. I'd fire a missile. It would usually drown because the G-forces were way too much from what I was pulling, and the missile wouldn't even get them. And then now there I was in a bad situation, low on energy, and it was really hard to maneuver out of it unless I had a teammate. But now, since I've been using the damping mode, I typically win the one-on-one dogfights as long as I know where the bandit actually is. So we got an aircraft here right in front of us that is friendly. And the way you're able to distinguish friendly from foe in the game usually is your friendlies will pop up as an equal sign on your radar. Your enemies just pop up as a single hash mark, so kind of like a minus sign. So that's usually how you're able to distinguish it. It's not perfect. There's issues with the game in general. And then there's also issues with user error, like how I had earlier, because I was swapping between IRST really fast, and back to radar. So there's issues like that that you got to be aware of. But for the most part, when it's working fine, AI or friendlies are equal signs and enemies are minus signs. Just kind of use the mountains as cover. I don't know if that's the same aircraft off to my right. I see, you could kind of see it. I hope you could see it. I'm not sure how YouTube compression making it look. It does look like he is headed towards me though. Is that the same friendly from before? It might be. Unfortunately, not all of the simulator battle is actually dogfighting. It's a lot of just dead space. You're looking around. It's kind of like a... I'm assuming, I was never a pilot, but I'm assuming it's a lot like real life considering how short your dogfights tactically have been. They're usually a couple of minutes, and over the grand scheme of X amount of missions you fly where you're actually dogfighting, the amount of hours, like you're probably flying 1,000 hours to about 3 minutes of dogfighting, and that's like Cold War era, unless you were in a really hot zone with a lot of MiGs. Yeah, so there's a lot of dead space in between. Unfortunately, I know it's really not that fun to watch. I do kind of want to play the game Ready or Not too. I just don't know how people would respond to that. Plus, it's a pretty gruesome game, so I don't know how well people will take to it. I'm really also not that good at the game either. I don't want to say bad. I think I'm fairly competent, but there's definitely room for improvement, and I have a radar ping to my left here. Looking for it though. There he is. He's above me. That is why you maneuver. Get our missile lock. This is an enemy. Missile away. It's tracking. Does it have the distance? It does. Oh, this might be another enemy right here to my right. No, it's looking like this is friendly. Yeah, that's friendly. Alright. Down to 19 minutes of fuel. Got 200 cannon rounds. Unfortunately, my gunnery also stinks really bad as a pilot. I'm really reliant on missiles at this BR. Because my gunnery is just the worst. I often miss... Oh, hey Jay, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I love Ready or Not. It'd be fun to have somebody to play with. Unfortunately, I only really have one friend that actually plays, so I'd wind up playing with the AI, which I'm not a fan of. Even if it's just one other person, I'd prefer to play with a human. It's just so much more intense. Especially when you're like, hey man, are you alive? If you guys are doing it like tactically together, they just don't respond and you're like, oh man, I'm alone. Alright, we're getting RWR pings to my front. And they're pretty fast. Now, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I feel like the RWR pings, the faster they are, they let you know if your enemy is nose on you or not. And I have 2 hostiles here right in front of me. Potentially 3. Yeah, I have 3 hostiles directly in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and force the first one defensive. Missile away. I believe the R-24 is a Fox 3 missile, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, this is an enemy up here. I'm gonna go ahead, turn around, try to catch him here. I'm almost positive this guy is a enemy. The problem being this high for me though, other than the fact that the enemies have far better performance, is that, all right, he's flaring, so I'm gonna swap to R60s, the heat seekers. He's wide. He's got his eye on me. I'm pretty sure about that. He's gonna dive down here. I gotta predict where he's gonna be. Missile away. Just give him something to think about. It's not gonna have the distance. Let's see if he flares it though. See if he's paying attention. He does flare. I'm on him. Gotta flare myself because I don't know if that missile behind me is heat seeker or not. Unfortunately, my missiles tracked the flare and it didn't pull it all. This is looking to be a Tomcat. That's a friendly. They're helping me. Fortunately, when you're this close together, your friendly helping you could very quickly turn into your enemy. And I lost. There he is. He is really winning this vertical fight right now. Hopefully my teammates get him here. I know it's really hard to see. It's very hard for me to see myself. I pray to God that that's a heat-seeking missile on me. Oh, that's the enemy there. Alright, teammates got him. I'm gonna go ahead and bail out. I used a lot of missiles there. Didn't get a kill, unfortunately, but staying alive and being a distraction for your teammates is almost just as important as getting a kill. Yeah, that had to be a radar missile. That pulled right through the flares. I did turn my afterburner back on though, but I don't think I was hot enough, hotter than the flares. All right, let's see how we want to do this. It's a pretty close match. Okay, after looking at these scores here, it's not that close. 3,400 to 5,800, almost 5,900. But you know what? Everything matters. I'm going to try to help my teammates go for that point. And, oh, dang, I spawned with the R24Rs. I really do like the R23s. I know they're heat seekers, but I had typically find way more success with those than I do with the R24s. Just the fact that you have to radar lock them. When I played with Gianni, there wasn't that many people that were actually taking chaff, so it was amazing. Because it didn't matter that they were flaring, they didn't have any chaff. But here they have a bunch of chaff, and or not here, but lately when I've been playing without them, they have a lot of chaff. There was actually one pilot I fought, and he told me that he only brings chaff, which is really weird to me. I don't know why you wouldn't bring a mix, especially considering our faction. I don't know if the Russians typically only use radar missiles, but I would have figured we would have been heat-seeking. Uh-oh. Yep, this is what I was saying earlier. Are they gonna crash? Do they make it? Do AI lives matter to Gaijin? Nope, they're gonna crash right here. Cut afterburn just so we could see their unfortunate demise. They're very quickly gonna turn into just clouds of smoke and fireballs. Is he pulling up? Nope. You're not gonna make it. Oh, he made it.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Did they make it over this one? Oh, they made it over. Gaijin does care about AI lives. On this airfield, at least. Alright, so our airfield isn't glowing, so I don't think this is an enemy in front of me, but it's better safe to check. Man, this map is so dark. Like, unless they're an afterburner, you lose them so fast. Whoever you're tracking. Especially when the bloom isn't in your favor. Wow, there's no way. I never brought my gear up. That is absolutely terrible. Just, that's terrible. That's just 100% on me. I can't blame any aspect of the game. And we have a radar contact. We had one, at least. I'd go on afterburner, give myself the speed I'm probably going to need to maneuver. Oh, there he is. I think that's him. That could be him. Better to check. The missile knows where it is at all times, because it knows where it isn't. There we go. Radar lock. Missile away. Just gonna follow him through. Does it get him? This dude's being kind of a prick and going for airfield kills, which is just a huge douche move. Fortunately, I think my teammate's gonna lock me up here. Missile away. Does it get him? Oh man, that was tracking him for a while. Alright, no, I'm going to IR, gonna chase him out of here. If it's an F-16, I think he's faster. It is a single engine aircraft, so I think it is an F-16. Yeah, he just broke the sound barrier, but yeah, he broke the sound barrier, but I've been out of the sound barrier for a while, so I think I'm catching him here. Get a little bit off bore sight. Missile away. I think he's gonna, yeah, he got respawn. I'm gonna get respawn behind him in a second here. Was he down low here? Yeah, there he is. Okay, I can see him in afterburner here. He crashed. Ah, oh. Gotta love that experience. Yeah, alright. When I spawn, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get rid of the actual radar missiles. It's just not doing it for me. Alright, let's see. Gonna want to start losing speed. Hit the air brake now. Oh, look at that. Another gorgeous move by Gaijin. The airfield is off the map. Is what I think Johnny was telling me the other day. You can actually fly underneath this airfield. Because, like I said, Gaijin doesn't... It hurts to say because I care about the game so much and I want it to be better and whatnot, but it seems like Gaijin, the only thing they care about is actually getting more aircraft in the game and making more premium so people spend more money. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot I lost one of my wheels because I never pulled the gear up, so I was gonna land weird. Alright, not too bad damage. This should be a pretty fast repair here. All right. All right, we respawned. I'm going to go ahead and leave the aircraft this time. So if you leave after you land, as long as you're repaired and everything, you're fine. It's not going to cost you any money to come back in unless you change your setup like I'm about to do. So I'm swapping from the radar missiles. I don't know. I just can't find success with them. For the most part, I like being able to lock onto the enemy and them not know. So I'm going to go ahead with the R-23Ts, which are a IR missile. Just with a longer range than the R-60s, but they just can't pull as hard. Now, when you do that, you can't swap which airfield you spawn at. So wherever you land, that's where you have to spawn back at. I'm going to go ahead, spawn back there. All right, radar on, close the cockpit, engine on. And this bind I have is for the cockpit lighting. Hopefully, at some point soon, they actually make these gauges mean something more than he's dead. Well, AI lives don't matter. I lied, I guess. Gaijin doesn't care about AI lives because he just kamikazed himself into the ground. Alright. 200 knots. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal. 200. Alright, bingo. We're going up. There's also something, I don't know if you're still watching Mishmash, but there's like your weapon selector for your secondary and your primary weapons. I'm not sure what your primary weapon switch through. I think it changes between your cannons and your MGs, which on this aircraft I only have cannons, so it doesn't matter. But the secondary is for your missiles. So like I said, I have the R60s and the R23Ts, and I'm able to swap through to them. The reasons why I'd want to swap through between the two: R23 is going to be longer range. Like I said, it can't pull as hard, but it could go about, I think, 4 or so more miles further than the R60. That guy has fired. He's already fired his missile at me. I'm gonna go ahead, pull down to the ground here. Yeah, there he is. Got me locked up. And I'm gonna try and bring him back towards the airfield. Go ahead, cut throttle a little bit, pop some flares in case he did smoke or fire missile at me. Can't see him, he's directly on my 6 right now. I'm in the middle of coming back into the sound barrier. Yeah, I think he backed off here. He's up there. The bloom is making him disappear. Let's see what happens here, though.
Move after me. On me.
Unless it was a friendly lock. Nope, it's enemy. Oh, man. I wish I saw exactly where he was before I brought him in the cockpit, though. Yeah, there's 2 of them. At least 2 of them. I don't know. Wait, which one's my actual enemy? Yeah, there's 2 of them there. Unless they've chaffed and it's making it appear as more.
Move after me.
There he is. Oh, man. Missile away. That one didn't even remotely pull. I thought it was an R60. But now I'm on a 6. Let me go ahead and make sure. I'll give it a few. Oh, yeah, that's enemy. Alright. R23 away. Yeah, Artesk. I don't know what you were doing, Artesk. How many kills you have? I would have thought you were a better pilot. Unfortunately, you're kind of living up to the Tomcat name. I don't know what you're doing all the way back there. Surrounded. She didn't flare. Maybe you were out of flares. But that wasn't a smart decision if you were out of flares to come all the way to my side of the map. Go ahead and land again. Get some R23s. I mean, I'm positive, but I like to do better than this. I also don't think I've gotten a useful action points other than one time. Hey, everybody else who's joining the stream right now. Thank you for stopping by. Just playing some War Thunder. They're doing some simulator battles. It's the way I prefer to play if I'm playing air battles. I just like the fact that every decision at this point is all on the pilots. If they win, it's usually because they did better than their opponent. I hate air arcade and air realistic when you can just see the names of enemies and you actually don't really, in my opinion, you don't really have to try to follow your enemy, because even if you lose them, you could just look around for half a second and you could see their name in big bold letters all around you. I like the fog of war that there is with simulator battles. Fortunately, it's a double-edged sword. Your teammates kill you. Sometimes you kill your teammates. But mostly that falls on user error more than anything. I did it earlier this match because I just wasn't patient. I mean, I say it wasn't patient, but it's really hard to be patient when every second kind of matters. And you not responding right away usually either causes your teammates or your own demise. Oh my goodness, I don't have enough runway. I don't have enough runway. And I broke my back wheels anyways. Yeah, I came down a little too hard. Get out of my buddy's way here. That bro, you know. Do you guys know him? Somebody's got to know him. Yeah. I could have just activated rudder harder there to break off my nose wheel. But oh well. How are you guys doing today, though? Anyone that's still here? 18 seconds to be repaired. There we go. Gonna go ahead and close cockpit again. Close cockpit. Radar's already active. Restarted the engine. Gonna take off our brakes. So that's pretty much the aircraft we're in. He's got a couple little decals on him. That's another teammate right next to us. I don't know what that is. Is that a... Alright, it's MiG-21 laser. That's kind of like one generation behind this MiG-23 right now. So me and Polonaise, oh man, words are hard. Me and that guy, we're in the same aircraft. We're taking off this airfield right now. 200 knots and pull. So while I do think the F-14 is an insanely overpowered vehicle, I do get why people would say there is Russian bias, because you could just kind of buy your way in to pretty much almost the highest tier of jets in the game with Russia. So I understand that, but you could also do that with the French. You could do it with the Swedish. No one really complains about them. And this aircraft is good, but like I said, I still think the F-14 overall, the F-14 and the F-16s are way better aircraft. It's just going to come down to the pilot. I wonder if my chat just isn't working right now. I don't know. The last thing I see is I love Ready or Not. I think my girlfriend just came home. I heard the door slam. Or it's an axe murderer. I'll figure out in a second when that door opens. Now, why is my camera quality just dip? She must be home using the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi. Ooh. I'm just gonna play this match out and then I will probably end the stream there. Even on my PC, it just says, the last comments from Jay. And I've been fired upon. I'm gonna lower throttle, flare. Just gonna keep pulling. The reason you lower throttle is, howdy gorgeous. How was work? Not good? No bueno?
Did you get my snack?
No, I didn't.
Have you eaten?
No, I haven't. I mean, technically I have. I had a cookie.
Would you
Or I had a cosmic brownie.
Would you want sliders?
Sure, that sounds good. Thank you. I love you.
Love you more.
I love you most. Oh man, we are losing. Man. Can't believe there's only 3 people in this match right now. On the enemy team. Only 3 on mine. With it being... they must open another simulator battle. That's the only thing I can think of, because... for this to be the only simulator battle going on right now, only these many players, that's a bit low. I'm probably going to wind up being the last death on my team. Yeah, if you guys couldn't hear, which I'm sure you did, it wasn't an axe murderer. It was my girlfriend. Axe murderer will have to wait another day. Ah, got nothing on my radar. Going through the dead space, ba da 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 da. Oh no, oh no, oh, whoa, Nelly. And the match is over. Yep, 5 kills, 4 deaths. One of those was my fault. Where I just completely crashed into the ground. Alright then. That'll pretty much be the end of the stream. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys take care.